Hey everybody, Gil here with Sailing Vessel Dream Chaser. In last week's episode, we went ahead and showed a little bit of the work we were doing on the boat with the ports and my date day with Swabby. This week, we go ahead and take our trip a little eastward. We were starting to look for marinas over in the Florida area, something we've been wanting to do for a while. So we'll take you along for the ride on that trip, did a little family vacation, and we got a chance to meet Jason and Nikki from Nauti Ohana. That was really exciting. We'll show a little bit of that footage, and I'll put a link right up here to their channel if you're not familiar with it. They also have a Formosa sailboat, and they're in the middle of a refit, so it's always fun to swap story. We'll share some of that in just a bit. Enjoy the video. If you do, please do give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it on social media with your friends. Thanks. You mailing yourself to Grandma Helen?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, let's see you get in there. Can you scrunch up in there?
So we loaded up in the car and we made a little road trip east.
A shower. Being comfortable playing this really fun puzzle game.
You want water in the tub or just relaxing like a lounge chair?
Hey, it's Deb and I. We're at Splash in Panama City. Let me check this out and show you. We're excited to go explore it and check everything out.
Well, after doing a bit of exploring, the kids wanted to go ahead and play in the park. They have a nice little water park, this giant bucket of water that spills and some slides and whatnot. It was pretty nice. A couple of the pools were heated, but the kids' pool was like an Arctic stream. I couldn't handle it. So while Whitney and Chastity and Swab all played in the pool at the hotel, Deb and I took us a little road trip. We had seen a thread on Facebook where we were discussing yacht boarding steps, the kind that run parallel and stay even with the deck on the dock, and we'd been wanting a pair for a while. We'd priced them out. They were between $6,000 and $8,000 for the nice ones from Marquip, for example, the Tide Riders with teak steps and a swivel mount, the whole bit. Ran across this person on Facebook, said, "Hey, I've got an extra one of those. I'll sell it for $500. Deb and I thought, well, that's worth the drive. He was going to meet us in Tallahassee. We were going to be in Panama City anyway, so it wasn't too horrible a drive. As it turned out, plans changed a little bit, and he wasn't going to be able to meet us there. We'd have to drive to Stenhatchee, about a 4.5-hour drive from Panama City. He went ahead and knocked another $150 off the price, so we ended up getting a set of 8 steps, Marquip 24-inch wide Tide Rider steps with the teak on each step, for $350. Now, we still have some things we need to do to it. I'll have to replace a couple of the casters. We need to have the mounts fabricated for our boat because we want it to be a swivel mount. We want to be able to run it either perpendicular or parallel to the dock. And we want it to work on either fixed or floating docks. Because it's longer than we need, we'll also have to cut it down and make it shorter. I'll have an upcoming episode on how we go about doing that. I need to talk to a fabricator and go ahead and get all that the kind of stuff moving forward. I can just order the items from Marquip as well because it's a standard brand, but I'd like to do something a little bit custom, so we'll share with you what we do there as well. Well, here it is. We've driven 8 hours from where we live all the way over to Florida where we got it, but it's pretty Beverly Hillbilly setup. You can kind of see nice teak steps, so should be good. We're excited about them. So one of the cool things about having the YouTube channel and the community that goes along with it is meeting new people. While we were in Florida, we decided to go ahead and meet up with the crew of Nauti Ohana, and lucky for us, Jay and Nikki are just as cool in person as they are online. We ended up meeting for dinner one evening. Their family and our families all got together. We had a nice dinner. We ended up going back to the resort where we were staying so the kids could all swim, and basically Jay and Nikki and I and Deb sat around the pool, you know, swapping story and talking boats. It was a great time. We made arrangements to go the next day and check out their boat. We'll show that footage now. So we're in sunny Panama City Beach, Florida, and it was really cool. We got to meet Jay and Nikki on Nauti Ohana. Let me show you the boat. She's a 1981 Formosa 41. They're actively working on her, but she's beautiful inside. Like all leaky tikis, the woodwork and cabinetry is just amazing. If you haven't checked out their YouTube channel, check it out. I'll put a little link right up here. It's really cool. They're doing a lot of the same work that we're doing. They're definitely working on the same kind of projects. It's kind of neat. I'm kind of kicking myself for not getting more footage while we went there. We really didn't plan on doing any kind of YouTube video or doing something together. It would have been great to have done that. Luckily, Jay was sort of thinking about this. He ran a camera for part of it. We absolutely were not planning on shooting any footage, so quite frankly, I just have a couple little clips here and there that he was able to share with me. So thanks a bunch, Jay. Appreciate you doing that. But it was really great. We spent a couple of hours over at the yard where the boat is, and we just kind of walked through the boat. We checked it all out. It was really cool to see some of the things that they're running into that are similar to what we are, right? We looked up on deck. We checked out the bowsprit. We looked at some rot they had in the coach house roof. Even the core, some of the same kind of problems that we had on the coach house walls. Just kind of did a whole look around. Their boat is a really interesting layout. It's a 41-foot Formosa, and it has what they keep referring to as the poop deck, which is essentially a higher back deck. What it means is there's a lot of room in the rear stateroom, and I have a little bit of footage here. You can see us sitting here just sort of talking in the back stateroom there as well. You know, we met some great people. As a matter of fact, while we were in Panama City Beach, we stopped at a little marina called the Laid Back Boat Club. We're just checking out the marina and prices. And while I was standing there waiting on the harbor master, there was a couple working on their boat, and the guy says, "Hey, how's that mizzen coming?" So I went over and just spent a little time talking with them. Really great folks. So hey, it was wonderful meeting you guys. The boat looks great. I love the way your deck looks on that 47-foot Formosa. It's gorgeous. Anyway, so it really is fun to get to meet people that we interact with online and through the YouTube channel. All right, we're gonna enjoy one last meal at a nice place before we head back home and lose the beachfront feel.
The brown water.
Yeah. So we really just weren't quite ready to leave. Sitting in this restaurant with this beautiful palapa, the wonderful atmosphere, the perfect weather, we really just decided we should extend our vacation another day. We had one of those discussions that went like this. Hey, wait, do you work tomorrow? I don't. It's President's Day. You don't either? Let's see, does Chastity have school? I think she does. First day back after the Mardi Gras break. We get online real quick, we check the school calendar. Darn, she's got school. I wonder what she'd miss. You think it's okay if we miss one more day? And we decided we were gonna miss one day of school. None of us were gonna miss work, but we were gonna enjoy it and stay in Pensacola another night. So we're looking at possible marinas, and we stopped in Pensacola for dinner and decided, well, let's stay another day. It's a holiday for me tomorrow anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. But I love this. I'll turn around and show you the marina in a minute, but I love the sunset here. Just kind of looks beautiful out here. Get the thing to focus on that. Yeah, so gorgeous for sure. All good stuff, all good stuff. So this is the Halifax Marina in Pensacola. It's definitely nice for sure. Nice little restaurant up top, fuel dock, stores, and if I keep rotating all the way around, you can see it's direct access out into Pensacola Bay. It looks good. And beautiful sunset. Now here's the marina itself. Looks pretty nice. I have no idea what it costs, nor do I know if they allow liveaboards. Yeah, cool looking Hudson type boat. Nice looking ketch, looks like a 50-foot. It's Orange Beach, Alabama, and we're at Carib Marine. They do transient and day slips, but right across the way, near that big building, is Sportsman's Marine, which apparently does do large 50-plus footers, so take a look over there. Oh, we've been looking at marinas. We left Panama City Beach and checked out that area, looked in Pensacola. Gosh, fell in love with a couple in Pensacola in this area called Halifax. Really, really nice, but they have a couple of slips available, nothing available for liveaboards right now, and also they had pretty limited number that were 50 feet and above. So we just kind of came along the Florida-Alabama line over here toward Orange Beach and Perdido Key, and found a couple of places not quite as accessible for our draft and our size over here, but beautiful area for sure. This is Bear Point Harbor and Marina in Orange Beach, Alabama. Not too bad. Well, like all good trips, they have to come to an end. So we are back at the Tchefuncte River and back in our hometown of the North Shore, Louisiana. And heading down to the boat today. I think I'm going to try and remove the table in the galley. Tuck my head here under the swim platform. I think I'm going to try and remove the table in the galley. Just give us a lot more room for the work we're going to be doing in here. And then after I do that, I think I'm going to finish sealing the inside of the port side windows. I ran out of my 3M 4000 last week just before we left on vacation. So give it a go. I just got on the boat and I can see there's been some progress over the last few days. Let me show you. All right, and I had to show you this is what everybody was looking at and thinking there was cheese on the deck. I got my helper with me, don't I? What is that? Cheese. It's not cheese, it's actually a piece of yellow plastic they used to smooth out the fiberglass. But you know what's funny? What? Grandma said the same thing yesterday. She said, who left cheese on the deck?
Why is there a piece of cheese over there, Gilbert?
It's not a hunk of cheese, it's a spreader for fiberglass.
That looks like cheese.
I don't know how well you can see this, but it does look like the gunnels have been painted another couple of coats. Looks like they're working on the deck fills, and since they have my new ports taped up, I have to assume another coat of paint has gone on as well, which is great because I had a couple of areas where I scuffed them up a little bit and needed to work on it. Well, good. Let's take a look. Gunnels on this side. So in an effort to get a little bit of extra working space here, and we wanted to maybe change the shape of this table a slight amount, I think I'm going to remove it. See if it gives us some extra room. So here's the before. Well, there were 2 bolts down on the very bottom of the table base, and I went ahead and took them out thinking I'd be able to lift the table straight up. But turns out that's not at all what they're for. Apparently there's some small rings on it, and what they actually do is you take them out and the table drops down. I've got a sewing machine below it, so it didn't go down all the way, but that's essentially how you drop this thing down and make it a bed. And that's solid. I was standing on it while I was doing the ports after this. It did not pull out of there, so I think the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to take all of the screws that go into the floor out, and clearly these legs go all the way down below the floor into the engine room, just given the way this is set up. So let's move on to a different project. I decided to go ahead and fill the rest of the sealant on the inside of the ports. If you recall in last week's video, I did all the outside of the ports, and now it was time to fill the gap inside. Remember, I had spacers in here. I went ahead and bought another tube because I ran out last time and filled this whole gap in here. I went ahead and ran a bead of caulk 3M 4000 UV all the way around this port. I still need to clean it up. I'll take a razor blade and let me get out of the light here. I'll take a razor blade and just trim it even with the wood when I'm done here. And then I did the same thing on the back port there. Well, my dad's coming in town next week, and I certainly didn't intend to put him to work while he's here, but I'm going to be taking a few days off of work, and I'm thinking I would really love to make some good progress on that coach house roof. I'd like to cut the top fiberglass skin off, replace all the core that's in there, and get it ready so that the yard can actually fiberglass over it. So, Dad, I'll apologize up front. I don't intend to put you to work, but I thought maybe one day of project work you might be okay with. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends. We'll see you next week. Check out these 2 video playlists we think you might enjoy. And in the foreground, we figured we'd get a little video here of Schwab, who at dinner informed us that this is how a cow chews. Little goofball sat here and did this for a while. We got a kick out of it.